Hey, James.
Oh, hey, Marie.
Hey, listen, how is the planning going for college application week?
Well, so far everything's going great. You know, we've got the computer lab reserved. I've sent out letters to all the seniors and the families, and everything's on the calendar.
Perfect. Now, do you have all the volunteers you need lined up?
Well, that part we're still working on. You know, I've already announced the event through the press release that was in the site coordinator handbook, and I invited a local TV station to come down and do a story. It's just that we haven't heard back yet from any interested volunteers.
Okay. May I make a few suggestions?
Absolutely.
Well, I learned last year that when it comes to making sure that you don't end up doing everything yourself, and trust me, you don't want to do that, you need to be a little more direct when you're recruiting volunteers. For instance, you can't wait for them to come to you. You have to go out into the community, let them know what you're doing, get them excited about being involved in college application week.
Is there any advice on how I should do that?
Well, last year, the most successful strategy for me was to get the parents and the families involved. Talk to the PTA or any other parent-run committee you can think of. Tell them what you're doing and how important it is to the kids. And even if they can't volunteer, and sometimes they can't, and that's okay, ask them if they can go back to their work and recruit someone from their workplace or maybe from their church.
That is a good idea, and I bet I could get a lot of help that way. Now, what about going to businesses directly? I thought about using the volunteer letter template out of the site coordinator handbook as a start.
Perfect. Perfect. And then you might want to go to some local businesses or community organizations. Ask them if you can post a flyer on their bulletin board and maybe give a presentation to their staff. Last year, I invited someone from a college admissions office to come for that week, and she was a phenomenal resource. I mean, she answered all the kids' questions, she helped them with their applications. It was great. Oh, and don't forget to ask the universities and the colleges for any promotional materials like banners, posters, pom-poms, anything that gives that college-like atmosphere.
Absolutely. That's another great idea. And I'm sure I've got stuff at home that I could probably bring in and put up on the walls. And I imagine the other faculty and staff do as well, in addition to putting up the Ask Me About It flyers outside of their classrooms.
Great. And then you might want to ask one of the local business or community leaders to see if they could come in and be a guest speaker and make sure that they emphasize how important it is to go to college and how many doors it can open for them.
Those are all such great ideas, and I'll definitely get in touch with the different groups we talked about, but especially the colleges and universities in the area. You know what? I think it's also really important to get that different perspective that you were talking about, Marie. I think it's one thing for the students to hear from the teachers and us all the time talking about how important it is to go to college, but to have somebody outside of the school come in and talk about the importance of it all, I think that can sometimes really make the difference. You know, I could probably talk to some alumni about coming in and talking about their own college experience and what it's meant for them as they pursue their own career path.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Perfect. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure that when you ask for volunteers, make sure that you tell them that they don't have to know how to fill out an online application with CFNC.org. Because we just need people to help set up, to sign the students in, to make sure that all the supplies are there. You know, just generally an extra pair of hands.
Absolutely, and we can never have too many hands. You know, I think there's actually a volunteer reference guide in the handbook. So just in case any of the volunteers want to know more about the college application process, I can share it with them right there. Marie, thank you so much again for all of your help. I mean, you've really just been fantastic support throughout all of this.
Oh, you are very, very welcome, James. I'm telling you, I think this college application week is going to be the best one ever.
Thank you, Marie.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We really encourage site coordinators to get the community involved for your college application week event so that you're not planning and implementing the event all on your own. You could have a planning committee to stir up community-wide support by reaching out to local businesses, community organizations, YMCAs, churches, scout groups, really anyone or any group you think would be excited and interested in volunteering for your college application week event. Volunteers don't necessarily need to be familiar with the application process. They can help out by serving as an extra pair of hands for your event. Remember, helping kids get into college is a community-wide interest. For more resources and downloadable materials, go to cfnc.org/CAW for volunteer letter templates and other resources to help you gain community support for your event.